Mic check 1, 2. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a surprise for you guys.
Surprise!
She's right here. I'm here today with the lovely Sona of Simply Sona.
Hi guys.
Everyone say hi to her. I already know you guys are gonna go check out her channel, so I don't even have to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So go to her channel because she's awesome. She is also, or was also, a freelance makeup artist, but you guys know how it goes. YouTube kind of dominates our lives now. I still do freelance makeup as well, but YouTube has become my #1 because you guys are our #1 priority.
Absolutely.
And today we're bringing you guys a do's and don'ts video on foundation. I noticed you guys have a ton of questions on how to pick out a foundation, how to match it, how to apply it, how to blend it, you know, the general.
Yeah. I know. I think that's like the #1 question I get too, is like, how do I match the perfect shade? What do I do? So I think this video hopefully will help a lot of you guys out there. And then we also filmed the highlight and contour do's and don'ts on my channel. So once you're done with this, you can watch that one because I think they really go hand in hand together.
They really do. I think skin, I mean, I think as an artist you can agree with me too. Skin is the most important part of your makeup. If you fail at everything else, get the complexion right, because I think what gives you confidence when you do your makeup is when your skin looks phenomenal, your contour, your highlight.
I agree,
it's,
100%.
You know, it's the #1 part of makeup. So we're gonna help you guys out today with my video and her video. So let's jump right into it. So #1, do figure out what your skin type is. Are you oily? Are you dry? Are you combo? Are you acne prone? Figure it out before you go out and purchase your foundation. It'll make a world of a difference.
Yes. So what you don't want to do is just pick out any random foundation because you saw someone using it, because that someone may have a different skin type than you and that foundation may not look the same on your skin type. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely get foundations that are great for oily skin, and vice versa. If you have dry skin, then get more hydrating, luminous foundations that have tons of hydrating products in there. So yeah, do your homework before you buy your foundation. Yes. Foundation.
One more thing I want to say before we move on to the next one. This one's really important for me, and I'm sure it is for you as well, because I notice a lot of people comment saying they love your foundation and they want it in the exact same color. And you know, you guys may not know that I'm really dry. You may not know that Sona is really dry. You might think we have like glowy, luminous, perfect skin, but we have our issues. So that's why I just wanted to bring that up before we move to the next one. Don't just, you know, pick up a foundation because it looks good on someone else.
Next, what you want to do is really prep and prime your skin before you go in with your foundation. So that means even if you have a really oily skin, you have to use a moisturizer first, and then you want to use just, you know, the proper primer for your skin type before you go in with the foundation. And this is so important. So many people, when I used to do makeup, like 90% of the people that had oily skin just would not use any moisturizer because they were like,
I noticed that too.
They were like, well, I already have really oily skin. And I'm like, well, the reason why you have oily skin is because your body feels like it has to produce more oil to compensate, because you're not giving it any hydration, so it has to produce even more oil. So this is so important, you guys. Even if you have oily skin, find a really lightweight moisturizer so that you don't get more oily.
Yeah, like I really like gel, like the gel-based moisturizers for an oily skin type.
Neutrogena has a great one. There's so many different brands that have great ones nowadays.
What you don't want to do is wash your face and then directly go in with foundation. Even if you're using a BB cream, CC cream, tinted moisturizer, you still want to moisturize and properly prep your skin before, because they all have different purposes. Even if a foundation is hydrating, you still need your moisturizer.
Absolutely.
Pick the right moisturizer, pick the right primer. This next one is kind of a no-brainer, but you do always want to color match correctly. So match your foundation to the rest of your body, make sure it's all really fluid, it all blends well. Keep in mind your undertone, whether you're extremely pink, extremely yellow. Try and match it as best as you can. My best advice is to just really look in the mirror and examine your skin tone. I find a majority of people aren't strictly just yellow or just pink. I feel like everyone's kind of like a combo of both, but just to one end or the other, you know?
Yeah. What you don't want to do is match your foundation to your neck or the back of your hands, which is something a lot of people do. So yeah, definitely don't do that. You want to still match it to your body because you want everything to sort of match. You do want to bring your foundation all the way down to your neck, or your bronzer all the way down to your neck so that it kind of all matches together.
Which Sona talks about in her, in the other video, she talks about how to connect the look together so it all blends well. So up next, we're gonna talk about coverage. So you do wanna really establish what the finished look is you want in your foundation. Do you want a full coverage? Do you want a medium coverage? Do you want a light coverage? This kind of goes along with the first one too, where like you don't want to just pick a foundation based off how good it looks on someone else.
Especially on camera, it looks so different.
It's so different. Like there's been foundations where I'm like, wow, I really love it, and then I went and tried it and it was like so thick and it just like didn't look good on me because I wasn't used to it. And I'm more of a light to medium coverage girl, not a full coverage girl. So figure out what you personally
want. I would say don't get like a really thick and heavy foundation for every day if you're not comfortable wearing a lot of makeup every day, you know? So I would definitely, and that's why I always recommend testing products out first. And especially nowadays, it's so easy to just walk into your nearest Ulta or Sephora and say, can I get a sample of this? And they'll give it to you. Go home, wear it for a week, figure out whether or not you like the coverage before you actually commit
Especially
to it.
When the price range of foundations is up there. You don't want to, you know, drop $60 on like a high-end foundation, come to find out that you don't like the way it feels or the coverage. So
yeah, for sure.
Good point. When it comes to application, you do want to do a ton of blending and you want it to look as seamless as possible on the skin. So to me, when I know I've gotten like an awesome foundation application is when it looks like your skin but better. It doesn't look patchy, it doesn't look streaky. I personally like using a beauty blender or a kabuki brush depending on what
how much time I have.
How much time I have, what I want my outcome to be. Normally, you know, for a fuller coverage, you would stipple over the skin. If you want to shear it out, you'll buff it out. Sometimes I'll do fingers and then blend it out.
Do blend and do use proper tools.
Yes, so for foundation application, you do want to do a ton of blending and use the proper tools.
Yes, absolutely. And what you don't want to do is just use your fingers and kind of like do this and then be done with it. Because first of all, what you're doing is really getting that foundation into your pores. And because a lot of times when you blend upwards, that's what you want to do with moisturizers and things that you want to actually soak into your skin. And anything that you really don't want to get into your pores a lot, you want to do it the other way, so this way. And so I always recommend like a kabuki brush and kind of do this motion. And so for me, it's like, don't just use your fingers, and because it just leaves your skin looking streaky and it doesn't necessarily blend as well as like a beauty blender or a kabuki brush would.
Yeah, and you guys will notice I oftentimes will use my fingers, but
you always go back.
I always go back with a beauty blender or a brush. I don't just do fingers.
I think it's totally fine to use your fingers to kind of put the product onto your skin first, but you definitely want to use some sort of a brush or a beauty blender to blend everything in place.
And finally, you do always want to set your makeup with powder. It's going to make sure that it lasts you all day and stays put and doesn't slide around.
That's perfect. And what you don't want to do is the obvious, which is just not set at all, because if you don't set your makeup with powder, and I usually recommend a translucent powder or some sort of a setting powder and not a foundation powder, because what you're going to do is just add more coverage if you use a foundation powder. So make sure it's a translucent or a pressed setting powder.
I think beforehand, like when I was like in high school, middle school, I never set with powder. I was like afraid of powder.
You wore makeup in middle school?
Yeah.
What? I'm so
I used
jealous.
to be a chola. Do you know what a chola is? I used to be a chola in middle school and I like really liked it.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I graduated high school.
I wasn't allowed to either.
It was so annoying.
I would do my makeup on the bus to school and then take it off on the bus home.
That's smart. I wasn't that smart.
And then one time my mom came to the school because she had to sign some paperwork and I ran into her and I was like, because I look like a chola, like chocolate lip liner and just gloss. And I like chopped off all my eyebrows and I drew them in.
Did you have wipes to like wipe it?
Yeah, I would take it off like on the bus ride home.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
This little troublemaker.
Chola. Alright guys, well that completes our do's and don'ts for foundation. I hope you found this really helpful and informative.
I hope you guys liked having a guest over on Melissa's channel.
Isn't she gorgeous?
We gotta make this like a ritual. I was telling her, if you guys like this, we gotta do at least one more collab because we live like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we live really
away.
close to one another.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see more do's and don'ts videos, another collaboration, let us know.
Yeah.
Brainstorm down below in the comment section what else you guys would want to see from us. Check out Sona's channel, don't forget.
Don't forget to watch the other video. Now that you've watched this, high five. There we go. A very unfocused high five.
Oh, was it unfocused?
No. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the other video as well.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Do want to do what you do want to do.
I know. Lipstick break.
It's still recording.
Lipstick touch-up. Blam, blam, blam.
I know you
know, like
blam,
Rihanna,
blam,
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 blam, blam. Numero uno. I have like a dog fur on my nose. Look at that. Do you see it? Mika's fur just like followed me all the way to her house.